Hey everybody, I'm Justin Beck.
And I'm Chris Cobb.
And welcome to The Closing, your top news in commercial real estate to wrap up the week and send you off into the weekend with everything you need to know about what happened. This week we've got some cool stuff going on. Simon Malls is putting hotels on properties. Brasfield Gorrie is building a new stadium at the University of Florida. Some cool stuff happening in Manhattan as always, and you know Chris is interested in that. And of course, more grocery store news. So let's jump right into it. In the continuing saga of what is to happen with the American Mall, Simon Properties and PREIT, a couple of huge operators in the mall space, have announced just recently that they're going to begin incorporating hotels as well as multifamily projects into their properties, specifically in several closed Sears and JCPenney's boxes.
It's a great idea. We've talked a lot about creativity in the past couple of weeks, closing down golf courses, making multifamily developments. Talked about using an old CSX site in DC to build a multifamily site. So I'd love to see the creativity by these malls. You know, a couple years ago when they were trying to figure out what to do, they decided to do a lot of retail out parcels for restaurants, which was a great idea. So I love the pivot and I love the creativity.
Yeah, Simon's the country's largest retail property owner. And they've actually got plans to do several Marriott hotels. So obviously they're going to be demolishing some of these Sears boxes and going vertical with them. And then PREIT's, which is a smaller operator there in the Northeast, they're going to be doing, I think, about 7,000 residential rental units on one of their properties. So creating a great mixed-use concept. And as we always say, real estate is entrepreneurial. This is just another great example of that.
Manhattan's storied Biltmore Hotel, where people used to meet, quote unquote, under the clock, is going to be under some huge renovations lately. They want to turn it into a tech incubator. Now, this is going to include about 150,000 square feet of retail and amenities, 250,000 square feet as their tech incubator space, and about 700,000 square feet for corporate companies, total of about 1.1 million square feet. So this new concept to try to bring some tech incubators into Midtown Manhattan right by Grand Central. Justin, do you think this is Silicon Valley's new play yard on the East Coast, or is this a chance to capitalize on some good innovators on the East Coast?
I think it's both. I think it's absolutely both. And I think this is an interesting example of what I talked about before. You know, we have several landlords and people are concerned about this WeWork and co-working and what does this look like for the future of office space? Are we not going to see big corporations and big office leases happening anymore as everybody works independently? And I think the answer is yes and no. This is a great example of that. You've got a mix of Fortune 500s of tech companies from Silicon Valley, and then you have this co-work property piece coming to it. The big thing that I see is that now people are interested in working in great places, and that a significant property is important, and that turnkey solution, you know, as though you're going into a hotel, a great hotel, same thing with a great office space. You want everything taken care of, and you want to enjoy your time there. So I think that's what's happening here. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and another great point too, I think, which is noteworthy here, is Grand Central Station is a great hub for people to get in and out of Manhattan, and for the young professional too, because you have not just the Metro North, but you also have the New York City subway and the Long Island Railroad all come to that central hub at Grand Central. So it's going to make it very easy for a lot of the younger professionals that are trying to get their tech companies off the ground to put their money and their time into their company rather than trying to get in and out of Manhattan.
Take it from the expert. So more exciting news in the world of grocery stores, an industry that is changing rapidly. And one of the best operators out there, in my opinion, is Sprouts. It's a Phoenix-based grocer that is rapidly expanding in Florida. And so they're just announcing several new stores that are going to be coming to the area. The first one is Riverview down in the Tampa area. And tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so it's a fantastic location. They're going to have about, I think they typically do 30,000 square feet, and that's their plan for Riverview, slowly trying to make their way up from Central and South Florida to make their way to the Panhandle here, which is great. I love a good marketplace. I love a good grocery store. When I was in Boston, I was fortunate enough to have Trader Joe's. When I was in New Jersey, New York, we had Fairway. Here we had Publix when I moved here, but now to see some more concepts like Sprouts coming this way west up into the Panhandle, I'm a big fan.
Yeah, it's a good concept. It is a higher quality product, similar to, everybody's going to compare things to Whole Foods, but I think it's along those lines, and a nice operation. And it was one of the groups that when we were at ICSC just a couple of weeks ago, I was really impressed with their team and what they're doing and their plans for Florida, and here's some example of that. So looking forward to further expansion in the state of Florida for Sprouts.
Birmingham-based general contractor Brasfield Gorrie plans to build a new baseball stadium for the University of Florida down in Gainesville, a new $50 million Class A facility with about 10,000 seats for the University of Florida, which is also a Class A baseball team. They are right now at Super Regionals vying and probably will go to the College World Series. They're a great company, Brasfield Gorrie out of Birmingham. They also redid recently the Stephen O'Connell Center, the Exactech Arena for the basketball team, as well as the arena for the gymnastics team.
Yeah, Brasfield's a great company. I'm a Birmingham guy. I went to school up there, and a lot of folks, the college I went to at UAB, went to Brasfield Gorrie. It's a great contractor. This is a really cool facility, and of course, UF always does things big, and we're really excited too. It's a great tie-in. We're about to get our first property down in Gainesville, a great shopping center that we're going to be handling leasing on. So a couple of cool tie-ins, and excited to see more new development happen down there at UF.
Absolutely, and this is the side of the retail I feel like we don't see a whole lot of with universities, because there's a lot of good opportunities for arenas, for stadiums, to put in some local vendors, but also some national tenants. If you have some restaurants, some fast casual concepts you want to put in, I think it's a great opportunity for them. Don't hear about it a lot. I hope they get some great concepts.
Great point. Well, there you have it, everybody. This week's closing, the top news in commercial real estate, University of Florida, meeting under the clock, Sprouts, what else?
What else did we talk about? Oh, our concept for malls. What are they going to do next? Maybe some hotels, maybe some multifamily residential. Great
Hotels
creative
and
concepts.
malls. All sorts of good stuff happening in commercial real estate. It's very active, and that's all we have for you. So we'll see you back here next week on The Closing.